Hi, my name is Miles Grant, and I'm asking for your vote for Select Board on June 9th. I'm running because I want to help make sure the challenges we face are debated thoroughly, collaboratively, and civilly, and are guided by a vision for sustaining Fairhaven as a vibrant community and a wonderful place for families. I believe in building a brighter future together, and I've worked to put those values into action. I'm currently on the Planning Board, on the Economic Development Committee, and Livable Streets Committee. I'm also a volunteer with South Coast Places for People, and I'm a coach with Mariner Soccer. As I've met with Fairhaven residents over the last few months, it's clear there's just a real lack of trust in what happens here at Town Hall. My priority is working to rebuild confidence in our town government. I'll do my part through more open communication by getting out of Town Hall and out into the community, and with a promise of honesty and transparency. I also have specific priorities that I'll focus on when I'm on the Select Board. Here's the way I'll tackle them. Number one, improving education. Our schools are a point of pride across our community, and our students, parents, teachers, and staff are all doing incredible work. But our school budget is struggling to keep up with inflation, and it shows in our test scores. We need a community-wide, long-term conversation about how to make sure our kids are getting the best possible education. That connects to my next priority, increasing revenue by encouraging growth. We need to reform our zoning and bylaws to legalize building new homes and businesses that fit the character of our existing historic neighborhoods. I've started this work as part of the Planning Board, and on the Select Board, I'll coordinate across departments and get community buy-in ahead of town meeting. Finally, I want to talk about safe streets. Our roads should reflect our shared values of safety and a connected community. After a horrible series of crashes over the last year, I'd especially focus on making Route 6 safer. All of our children deserve to be able to safely walk or bike to school or to the Millicent Library. Whatever issue you care about most, whether it's our senior services, animal shelter, a new facility for first responders, clean water, climate resilience, and on, all of them need the same things to grow and flourish. A community that believes in working together, elected officials and town staff who put our values first, and policies and a budget that sustain our bright future. I think we need to budget responsibly and accountably, but we also can't keep just cutting forever and think that our community and our values won't suffer. It's time to turn the page on the politics of division, drama, and cronyism that have gripped Town Hall for too long, and to build a brighter future together. I hope to earn your trust and your vote for Select Board. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Pam Keechler. I'm a lifelong Fairhaven resident. I raised my family here, built my career here, and I've always believed in this town's people and potential. Today, I'm running for the Select Board because I believe Fairhaven's best days are ahead of us, and I want to bring the experience, steady leadership, and practical problem solving needed to get us there. For the past several years, I've served as the Executive Director of PACE, Inc., our local community action agency. I oversee a large budget and 10 distinct programs that help seniors, families, and children access the services they need to build stable, successful lives. That work demands clear priorities, fiscal responsibility, and the ability to move from idea to action, the skills that will serve our town well. I've also been deeply involved in town government for almost 2 decades. I've been a town meeting member for nearly 20 years and served 15 years on the school committee, more than half of that time as chair. Those years weren't always easy. We worked through difficult budgets, community tension, and the challenge of turning a struggling district into one which we could all be proud of. But we did it because people came together, communicated honestly, and focused on the students and the families we were elected to serve. That experience taught me an important lesson. Progress is never about one person or one idea. It's about building relationships, finding common ground, and making practical choices that reflect our values. Whether negotiating a tight school budget or running programs that directly support our neighbors, I've learned how to listen, weigh options, and deliver results without losing sight of the human impact. I also understand that municipal finance is not the same as business finance. Town budgets must balance legal requirements, fixed obligations, and long-term capital planning while protecting essential services. My experience managing public sector programs and involvement in Fairhaven's budget process for many years gives me the perspective to make prudent, transparent fiscal choices for Fairhaven. Right now, Fairhaven is at a tipping point. We're facing a serious budget challenge that, if left unaddressed, could erode the gains we've made across our town's services. The decisions we make this year and next will shape our town for years to come. That's why I'm running, to ensure those choices are responsible, transparent, and rooted in a clear plan for the future. If elected to the Select Board, I'll bring a few core priorities to every meeting: protecting the quality of our schools, ensuring reliable public safety, and maintaining strong infrastructure. Those are the basics that keep our neighborhoods safe and make Fairhaven a place people want to live and raise a family. But priorities alone aren't enough. We need a thoughtful approach that combines realistic budgeting, smart investments, and stronger partnerships across town departments and with neighboring communities. I'll support our new town administrator with constructive, practical oversight, not politics. A strong administrator needs clear goals, reasonable expectations, and the resources to succeed. Together, we can build on what's working, fix what's not, and pursue opportunities that grow our tax base responsibly while protecting services residents depend on. Regional collaboration will be a key part of my approach. Many of our challenges, from transportation to shared services to economic development, don't stop at our town line. By working with neighboring towns, school districts, and regional agencies, we can pool resources, reduce duplication, and find creative solutions that benefit everyone. We also need to use the tools we already have. Our master plan isn't just a document to be shelved. It should be guiding our zoning, our capital investments, and our long-term priorities. By setting clear, shared goals each year, we can keep our decisions intentional and aligned with long-term vision for Fairhaven. Leading through hard times requires persistence. There will be difficult conversations and tough trade-offs. Strong leadership means staying focused on the long-term good, adapting when needed, and always communicating clearly with residents. I'll commit to regular, open communication so people understand the choices before us and why we make them. Fairhaven is a remarkable place with historic neighborhoods, vibrant businesses, and people who care deeply about their community. Too much of our recent energy has been spent on division instead of solutions. It's time to refocus on what's possible. Thoughtful planning, smart partnerships, and steady leadership that puts the town first. I'm asking for your vote on June 9th because I want to help build a Fairhaven that works for everyone, where our kids get a great education, seniors have the support they need, and our neighborhoods remain safe and welcoming. With your support, we can move forward together with clarity, purpose, and optimism. Thank you, and let's get to work together.
Hello, I'm Rick Trapillo, and I humbly ask for your vote to join the Fairhaven Select Board. I'm running because I believe Fairhaven deserves experienced, solution-focused leadership grounded in results, collaboration, and common sense, not politics as usual. Our town is facing real financial challenges, and we need to address them honestly and together. Families are already feeling the pressure of rising costs, higher taxes, utilities, groceries, and gas. We cannot continue asking the residents to shoulder more year after year without addressing the root causes of our financial challenges. That is why on June 9th, I will vote no on the Prop 2.5 override. Let me be clear. This is not a vote against our schools, public safety, or town departments. It is a belief that the town leadership owes the taxpayer a sustainable financial plan. This year override is almost $1 million, and projections for next year exceed $3 million. We need a better path forward. If elected, on day one, I will work collaboratively with fellow board members, town leaders, and residents to pursue both short and long-term solutions. First, I will propose the creation of an efficiency working group made up of volunteer residents with financial and professional expertise, working alongside our town administrator and department leaders. This group would review operations and identify meaningful cost savings and efficiencies. We should evaluate ideas such as regionalization, consolidation, and responsible partnerships where they make sense. Because every dollar we save is a dollar we don't take from you, the taxpayer. Second, I will advocate for bringing more of our tax dollars back to Fairhaven. Our communities deserve stronger support from the state, and I will work collaboratively with town leaders and communities across Massachusetts to push for increased state aid. Fairhaven should not have to solve these challenges alone. Third, we must grow smartly and responsibly. I support long-term economic development plan that strengthens our tax base while protecting the coastal character that makes Fairhaven special. This means attracting quality businesses, planning responsibly, ensuring growth that values our community. I support bringing in professional planning and economic development leadership to help move Fairhaven forward strategically. My background has prepared me for this role. I hold a master's in business administration, have successfully built both small businesses, and have had leadership roles in international organizations. I've managed budgets, solved problems, and brought people together to achieve results. I've also demonstrated my commitment to Fairhaven through services serving on our planning board, helping advance the Master Harbor Plan, fighting to protect our waters from pollution, and chairing the Atlas TAC Working Group, where I coordinated efforts between local, state, and federal agencies to address one of our town's most serious environmental challenges. Those accomplishments happened because people worked together and stayed focused on solutions. At the end of the day, this election must be about leadership and partnership for the good of the town. Fairhaven faces serious challenges, but I believe we can meet these challenges together. We can support strong schools, public safety, and safeguard seniors from being taxed out of their homes, and create a community where young families can afford to live and thrive. We do not have to choose one priority over another if we are willing to collaborate, think creatively, and work together for the good of the entire community. I firmly believe Fairhaven's best days lie ahead of us. I humbly ask for your vote because I will be a voice on the Select Board, committed to listening, collaborating, and working tirelessly to move Fairhaven forward. Together, we can build a stronger, safer, and more affordable future for every family in Fairhaven. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Kevin Grant, and I'm running for re-election to the Fairhaven Planning Board. There are many things I love about this town, especially its history, sense of community, and the natural beauty of the land. While our water views are constantly changing, our town center looks much the same as it did 150 years ago. The craftsmanship in our buildings is irreplaceable. The work of dozens of lost trades line our streets not as museum pieces, but as the world in which we transact our lives. Poverty Point goes back 200-300 years, as do the farms of East Fairhaven. English troops marched down the same street I now live on to launch an assault on what we now know as Fort Phoenix. And the Wampanoag have known for thousands of years how special this place is, naming it Sconticut or Fairhaven. We are blessed to still have these resources, whether they are human, natural, or historic, but they are not immune to modern pressures. These buildings need to be preserved and respected while still maintained in a way that keeps them functional in the modern world. Our natural resources also need protection, as our harbor still suffers from decades of PCB contamination and wastewater runoff. While we have miles to go, real progress has been made. When I was growing up, the chances of seeing an osprey or a seal were very slim. Now those sightings are routine. We, the people, are the greatest resource of the town. We also must be protected and restored to former greatness. We need safe drinking water, housing we can afford in areas fit for habitation, and schools that are not understaffed. We need the most vulnerable among us protected, because a chain is only as strong as its weakest link. A functional, ethical, and efficient government should serve as a line of defense for the very old and the very young, the very underprivileged and the very sick. We need a local economy where anyone could become wealthy, yet no one is allowed to be impoverished. So, how are we going to do that? The Planning Board has been looking closely at bylaws that unnecessarily restrict residential property. By working to minimize some requirements for setbacks and frontages, we can increase the number of buildable lots in town and allow property owners to subdivide existing lots for additional housing. These proposals are already in the works. They must be done carefully without sacrificing safety or the character of the town, but I believe this is a real opportunity. We need to incentivize historic preservation without overregulating it. Warren, Rhode Island has a voluntary historic district that encourages historically accurate repairs and improvements through tax incentives while allowing property owners to opt out. Over time, this creates a self-perpetuating culture of preservation. You would have little indication walking the streets of Warren that participation is voluntary. I believe it could serve as a strong model for Fairhaven, imposing on no one while providing opportunity for all. We need to increase revenue by a significant amount, and we need to do it quickly. Waiting for state or federal funding or a major new business to arrive is waiting for something that may never come, may come too late, or may arrive in insufficient quantities. While not under the direct purview of the Planning Board, I would propose shifting rising tax burdens to the wealthiest commercial property owners, those most able to afford it, many of whom do not live in town, while providing relief to the small local businesses that are the backbone of our community. This can be done without reducing overall tax revenue, but by simply shifting its burden through small business exemptions. I would suggest more frequent valuation of commercial properties to ensure that they are not underappraised and are therefore paying insufficient property taxes. This is especially important for land added to a 40R overlay, where additional allowed uses can significantly increase value before a single shovel ever breaks ground. History shows that once one 40R project begins, other 40R property values often rise sharply. We need valuations that are frequent, thorough, and accurate. Lastly, we need good people in government. What we need is you. Yes, you, regardless of your political party. We need people who want to serve this town because they want to give back, not because they want to remove or dismantle the bylaws and regulations that keep us safe. That doesn't create a business-friendly environment. It creates instability, a place where people don't want to live or work. We need people elected and appointed to boards who are not currently working in the industries those boards regulate. We cannot hire foxes to guard our chickens. We need competent paid hires in town hall, but more importantly, we need competent applicants. We need you. I need you to help me win re-election in this town, and I have tremendous faith in you. Please vote for me, Kevin Grant, and fellow Planning Board nominees Mona Phillips and Andrew Panic. This June, we are going to have the town hall that Fairhaven deserves, whichever way the election goes. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Fairhaven TV, for this opportunity. My name is Mona Phillips, and I seek election to the Fairhaven Planning Board to protect, sustain, and strengthen our wonderful community. The role of a planning board member is nonpartisan. Our responsibility is to serve the public interest impartially, make informed land use decisions, and build economic and environmental resilience in the service of the public good. I relocated from a small town in New Jersey, where I served on the Highland Park Zoning Board of Adjustment, and I was the first executive director of the newly formed redevelopment agency. Highland Park is similar to Fairhaven, a rich social history, natural beauty, and best, the small town feel where neighbors know each other. And we also faced and addressed many of the same issues: underutilized business district space and flood risk. I'm proud of the accomplishments we achieved and want the same for Fairhaven. My professional experience has been in the corporate setting in management, financial stewardship, and strategic planning, where I was recognized for solving complex problems, building consensus, and implementing cost-effective, forward-looking solutions. When I moved to Massachusetts, I got involved with environmental activism at the state level, advocating for the Massachusetts Climate Superfund bill, when enacted, will help pay Fairhaven's climate resilience. Foundation of my work is honesty. I don't hold back. I tell it like it is. And integrity. I stick to the fundamental principle of supporting the public good. I have a deep appreciation for our coastal community, its rich social and maritime history, natural beauty, and distinctive small town atmosphere. These are invaluable qualities worth protecting and preserving. The Planning Board's decisions are key to making this happen. And through our decision-making process, we uphold Fairhaven's bylaws, we exercise impartiality, and now, with increasing complexity in our world and rising costs, we must work creatively and collaboratively to address the the challenges facing us for now and the future. My public service and professional work, along with my climate advocacy, makes me well suited for the challenges we face, both economically and environmentally. I will use my toolbox of skills and abilities to do the challenging work ahead, and I am looking forward to getting started. Thank you, and I hope to gain your support June 9th.
Hello, Fairhaven. My name is Jennifer Cardoza, and I'm running for the Fairhaven Planning Board because I care deeply about our town, our neighborhoods, and the future we're building together. I'm a lifelong Fairhaven resident, a wife, a mother of 2 daughters, and someone who believes strongly in community involvement, transparency, and practical decision-making. Professionally, I work in municipal government, where I've gained firsthand experience with budgets, operations, grant writing, public communication, and the day-to-day realities of how local government functions. Over the years, I've also volunteered on several local boards and organizations focused on education, public safety, and community support. Those experiences have taught me something important. Good decisions happen when people are informed, prepared, and willing to listen. That's exactly the approach I would bring to the planning board. The planning board plays a major role in shaping Fairhaven's future, from housing developments and zoning decisions to traffic concerns, infrastructure, growth, and long-term planning. These decisions impact every resident in one way or another. And while development is inevitable, how we manage it matters. I believe growth should be responsible, thoughtful, and balanced. We need to protect the character of our neighborhoods while also recognizing the realities our town faces today. Residents deserve clear communication, honest discussions, and leaders who are willing to ask questions, review the details, and make decisions based on facts, not pressure or politics. One thing many people have told me during this campaign is that they often feel disconnected from local government processes. Meetings can be confusing, terminology can be overwhelming, and sometimes people don't know what's happening until decisions are already far along. I understand that frustration. That's why one of my goals is to help make these conversations more understandable and accessible to residents. I believe people should know what projects are being proposed, what the process actually is, what authority boards have, and how decisions are made. Even when people disagree, they deserve transparency and respect. You may not always agree with every vote or every outcome, and that's okay, but residents should at least feel confident that their concerns were heard and considered thoughtfully. I also believe preparation matters. If elected, I will continue doing the homework, reviewing materials carefully, asking questions, and taking the responsibility seriously. Planning board decisions are long-term decisions. They affect traffic patterns, public safety, schools, infrastructure, businesses, property values, and quality of life. Those decisions deserve careful attention and a steady approach. I'm not running because I think I have all the answers. I'm running because I care about Fairhaven, and I'm willing to put in the work to serve this community responsibly. I believe in respectful discussion, I believe in listening before speaking, and I believe that residents want leaders who are approachable, informed, and focused on the town as a whole. Fairhaven is a special community. It's where many of us grew up, where we're raising our families, and where we hope future generations will continue to thrive. The decisions we make today will shape what Fairhaven looks like years from now. I would be honored to have the opportunity to serve on the planning board and represent the residents of the town with professionalism, transparency, and common sense. Thank you again for your time, your support, and your engagement in our local community. I truly appreciate it.
Hello, Fairhaven. My name is Andrew Panic, and I'm running for the Fairhaven Planning Board. I started coming to Fairhaven in the 90s when my parents bought a small seasonal house on the Neck. We kept a little fishing boat at Earl's. I caused trouble jumping off the Causeway Bridge and really lived any boy's dream of a summer at the beach. The Fairhaven I grew up with is the Fairhaven that I cherish. Days spent in boat shoes and bathing suits, prime rib dinners at Mike's, and the smell of Hoppy's Landing reminding you of the true character of Fairhaven. It so shaped my future by guiding me to Mass Maritime, where I graduated with an engineering degree and a Coast Guard license to sail on ships. And after more than 20 years abroad, serving our country and experiencing the world, my family and I have returned to my favorite place. Equipped with a wide breadth of experience and a master's degree in education, I'm excited about the opportunity to invest in my community. It's been a dream to put down roots here and to see my children enjoy the Fairhaven that I love. It's these reasons I've decided to run for planning board. I hold a Massachusetts Unlimited Construction Supervisor's license, and I am the Director of Housing Development at Pace Incorporated in New Bedford. And I teach construction in OSHA at Youth Build. I own a small business in St. Louis with some rental properties. However, my passion is community development. I envision a bustling and picturesque future where thoughtful housing developments are married with natural resources. I will bring a sharp, focused mind to the planning board. I will follow town bylaws and promote industry best practices. To me, this is an opportunity to preserve the beauty of Fairhaven while thoughtfully growing into the future. I would be honored to receive your vote for planning board on June 9th.
Hi, my name is Mike Sherman, and I'm on the ballot for Fairhaven School Committee, the one-year term. Since I've never stepped out into the public eye, I thought I should tell you a bit about myself. My proudest achievement is that I've been married about 39 years, or since Reagan was president. My wife and I raised two sons, Sam and Nick. Our family grew up in Holden, a bedroom community in central Massachusetts, just north of Worcester. We moved to Fairhaven about 15 years ago to be closer to the ocean. We found our forever home in Fairhaven's Oxford Village on Poverty Point. I retired at the end of last year, so now I am a full-time denizen of Fairhaven, and as my wife will tell you, I need things to do. I've always enjoyed being a volunteer and getting involved. In 2024, I became a town meeting rep in Fairhaven for Precinct 2. Last year, I volunteered to be on the Atlas TAC working group. We've been gathering information about this Superfund site's environmental challenges and use limitations as the town seeks to revitalize this all but abandoned property. My other volunteer work is with the Buzzards Bay Area Habitat for Humanity, where I am a member of the board of directors. Currently, I co-chair this affiliation's fundraising committee. I've also spent many Saturdays working with Habitat's volunteer crews and have managed to keep all my fingers. Over a 40-year career, I have designed, written, and produced marketing communications at 3 universities: Worcester Polytechnic Institute, Tufts University, and the Graduate School of Oceanography at URI. I have always been an advocate for education and have developed impactful publications that inform and persuade a wide variety of audiences and stakeholders. While at Tufts, I produced literature that helped build the case for philanthropic support. As design director, I was on the team that launched Tufts' successful $1.2 billion fundraising campaign called Beyond Boundaries. From 2004 to 2009, I was a school committee member at the Wachusett Regional School District, which comprises 5 towns and serves about 7,000 students. For 5 years, I chaired the Business and Finance Subcommittee, and throughout these years, our subcommittee worked with the superintendent and business manager to oversee the school district's budgets. During budget season, we met with finance committees from each of the 5 towns to reconcile our district's budget requests with the fiscal realities of every community. This experience should serve us well when it comes time to sit across the table from our counterparts in Acushnet. After serving on the school committee, I was appointed to Holden's Middle School Building Committee. That group was charged with planning and supervising construction of a new middle school, a $45 million building that would accommodate 450 students and last about 50 years. I believe I won't need much, if any, on-the-job training for this one-year term. In fact, we need someone who can hit the ground running. As a former school committee member, I already know the rules, the systems, and the demands of public education in Massachusetts. As a professional communicator who has dedicated a lifetime to universities and public schools, I have deep experience in presenting the wisdom of investing in a well-educated community. We must focus people's imaginations on the bright futures that education creates. I know these arguments and can present them in ways that matter to each constituent. When it comes to funding public education, Fairhaven can't afford to be dead last among South Coast towns year after year after year. Simply put, it will be obvious to new families how their lack of support is a disadvantage to their children. Potential neighbors will vote with their feet and take their lives and their tax money elsewhere. This doom loop is not sustainable. I believe thriving schools will attract new growth and help build a vibrant community. In closing, I ask that you vote for me on June 9th. I know I'm the newcomer that's running unopposed, but I hope that won't matter to you. Yours can be a vote of confidence that Fairhaven has found the right guy for this job. Thank you.